Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Luke Beller, and today I sort of want to talk about something that's been on my mind recently, and that sort of has to do with fear and basically how we can overcome that by basically giving that fear to God and sort of allowing Him to take over in our life. And I think that, for all of us, there's so many different things that at times we may fear, whether that's a circumstance, a situation, something we have to go and do, or whether it's something else that has caused fear in our lives in the past, that's what we still sort of hold on to. I think there's lots of different things that all of us fear, depending on sort of how our life has gone, the circumstances we've gone through, what our background looks like. There is lots of fear, and I think that's one thing that the devil sort of likes to put into our hearts and into our minds. He wants us to hold into that fear, because when we hold into that fear, we don't really live as God would have us to live, because when we're sort of sitting in that and letting that fear sort of envelop around us, we're just not really, living our fullest lives when we give into those fears. And I've definitely had times in my life, where I'm afraid of certain things or certain things that I don't want to do, and certain worries that you sort of hold on to in your mind. And I think that's partly because as humans, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. Because of that, uncertainty of the future, there are lots of things that can allow us to be like, well, how's this going to go? What's going to happen here? Is this the right decision? Is this the right move? And that can sort of lead to a lot of uncertainty in our minds, uncertainty in our hearts. And I think the devil sort of likes us to sort of sit in that fear. But God, on the other hand, He basically gives us the power to overcome these fears by the power of His Holy Spirit, by the power that He's basically granted to us. And I think it's when we decide to turn those fears over to Him and say, God, come into my life. I pray you fill me with peace. I pray you fill me with strength to overcome, any fear that could enter my mind, because the devil, likes to put those things into our lives. And God comes in and says, rely on me. Don't rely on your own strength, because when we try to rely on our own strength, it just doesn't work out well, because, we don't personally, without God, we don't have the strength to overcome every single battle. But the only person who can help us overcome those battles is the Lord. And there's one verse that I sort of saw that I wanted to share regarding this topic. And so it's from 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, "For God did not give us a spirit of timidity, but a spirit of power, of love, and of self-discipline." And so that sort of just goes to show that God has given us this spirit to overcome fear, and it's only when we turn to Him and we lean on Him and that power that He has put inside of us, when we rely on Him to come in and bring that peace, that's when we really can experience the power of being free of those fears. And I think at the end of the day, it really just comes to us giving control over to God, because it might be hard because we think, oh, well, we're the ones experiencing this. We should sort of try to figure it out ourselves. But God says, cast your cares on me and He will make a way for us. He's the only one who can see the future. He's the only one who knows, what's going to happen in our lives, and He knows what's best for us, and He knows sort of what our future holds when we ourselves don't know our future. So when we give control over our lives over to God, and we allow Him to direct our path and guide our path, because He, knows what is to come. He knows what is best for us. He knows how to allow us to overcome these fears. It's only in giving, our control to God that we're able to overcome these things, because on our own strength, we don't have the ability, but it's through God and His grace that He's bestowed upon us to, have His presence inside of us. That's really what allows us to move into the freedom that He really wants to offer us. But that's all I wanted to share today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. See you guys in the next one.